Are Muslims antichrist? This is a really important question for Christians to consider because we share this world with about 1.9 billion Muslims, and that number grows every day. As a Christian, I've experienced salvation in Jesus Christ, and I want everyone in the world to hear about Jesus. If you're a Christian, I'm sure you feel the same way. So, how are we going to bring the message of Jesus to the 1.9 billion Muslims who need to hear about him? Well, I'm very passionate about this, and I have a lot to say about it. So much to say that I wrote a book, and it's coming out on November 17th. It's called Bridges of Love and Understanding: How to Bring the Message of Jesus to Muslims and everyone else too. So look for that on Amazon November 17th. And now let's get to answering this question. Are Muslims antichrist? I'm going to read from the Bible, the book of 1 John, chapter 4, starting at verse 2. This is how you can recognize the Spirit of God. Every spirit that acknowledges that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God, but every spirit that does not acknowledge Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard is coming, and even now is already in the world. Okay, so those who do not acknowledge Jesus Christ come in the flesh are Antichrist. Now, when we talk about the teachings of Islam, we can definitely say that the teachings of Islam are antichrist. The Quran says that Jesus is not God in the flesh. He's not the Son of God. He did not die on the cross for sins. So the teachings of Islam are definitely antichrist. But does that mean that Muslims are antichrist? And I would say, well, that depends. It depends on the Muslim. Has that person actually had an opportunity to hear the truth about Christ, to experience Jesus Christ in order to deny him? You know, when Jesus was talking with the Pharisees, the Pharisees saw Jesus's miracles. They heard his teachings. They were face to face with him, and yet they were denying him. Now, that is a true denial of Jesus Christ. But in my experience, the majority of Muslims have never even heard Christian teaching about Jesus. What is my experience? Well, I've lived more than 9 years now in Muslim majority countries, been surrounded by Muslims, and I talk very often with Muslims about their faith, and I share the gospel with Muslims frequently. I've been doing it for years. So, in my experience, most Muslims have just never had the opportunity to hear the truth about Jesus Christ. One example is when I lived in Turkey, I would wear my cross necklace, and I would often talk to people and ask them, hey, do you know what this symbol means? And they recognized it as a Christian symbol, but most of the time they would say, but I really don't know what it means. And so they had never heard that Jesus died on the cross for sins. They had never heard about what Christians actually believe about the cross and about who Jesus is. So have those people actually denied Christ? Are they antichrist, or are they just without knowledge of Christ? So this is something that Christians need to consider, that Muslims have not had the opportunity to deny Christ, most of them. Now, that's not saying all of them. Like I said, there are Muslims who are antichrist, who have heard the teachings, who have had the opportunity to experience the truth of Jesus Christ, and who are actively denying him. And so they are antichrist. But we should not assume that all Muslims are antichrist just because they have received a teaching about Jesus that is not right. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. And like I said, I have a lot more to say about this topic, and I will be continuing to make videos on this topic. I'm going to make a video called "Do Muslims and Christians Worship the Same God?" So I hope that you will subscribe to my channel and look for more on this topic. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. If you're a Christian, what has your experience been with Muslims? And if you're a Muslim, what has been your experience with Christians? What have you heard from Christians about who Jesus Christ is? Thanks for watching, and God bless you. His own self for heavenly food.